Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. The Braves won another series against a good team, which is weird. It's funny because I was told we couldn't beat good teams. We couldn't beat playoff teams. That's what I was told after we lost 4 or 5. But it looks like we can beat the Rangers, beat the Mariners. This one was especially encouraging because Jared Shuster towed the rubber after a pretty good outing two times out ago and pitched his best performance in the big league. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 earned run against a very good Mariners lineup. And now I think what's most encouraging to me is the way he looks compared. Like, not only is he not walking people, but his velocity's up, which is where it was at spring training. It's why a lot of people were encouraged. It's why he won the job, like pitching like that. And his velocity came up. He was down. I don't know if it was nerves or he just figured something out in his time in AAA, but he now looks like a guy who could legitimately pitch every 5th day for the Braves and give them a chance to win, which is really all they need right now with Max Fried and Kyle Wright on the IL.
Yeah, and they badly need it. Something that I would have thought was interesting. I don't know if you'll notice this during the game, but he was really flirting with that pitch clock. I mean, he was letting it go almost all the it was on 1 when he was lifting his leg, which maybe that was what he needed to do. Maybe he needs a little extra time. But I thought that's something to keep an eye on, especially if he starts feeling rushed. Maybe that could cause issues for him. But no first inning blow up. That was the important thing because we've seen that's typically what gets him in the past. But yeah, I mean, it was good to see him go out there and perform. Dylan Dodd's been a little bit better too. I don't know if we'll see him at some point, but yeah, I think we're just going to have to keep up this carousel until we figure something out.
Yeah. So over his last 2 outings, 11 innings, 4 earned runs, 10 strikeouts to only 3 walks. It seems like Chase said, he looks more comfortable. Maybe it's like something clicked in his brain, like, oh, I believe I belong here. I belong in the majors. Like I'm not in over my head. And he's been working. I mean, it's great to see. It couldn't have come at a better time because the Braves desperately need a guy. We're 0-3 in bullpen games, but it's even more than just losing every 5th game. It's saving the bullpen arms. Jake, you've said it multiple times. We don't want to lead the league in bullpen innings come September. We want these guys fresh. And, if Dodd could put it together and become that 5th starter, or Soroka, one of them, it's a lot off the bullpen's plate.
Yeah, I mean, Hughes, like you said, every time the bullpen pitches, it has a lasting effect on that entire week. And you have to plan for that, and you have to do stuff like that. And they were asking him to do it almost twice. They were asking him to do it 2 times a week. Now with Shuster in there, and hopefully Michael Soroka can come up soon and give the Braves some inning. Who knows, Dylan Dodd. But it's definitely encouraging. Like, I feel a lot better about this. Was my big, I think, no doubt, undoubtedly, this was the biggest concern for the Braves. If you talk about, because now the Mets are playing a little bit better. Gotta give a shout out to the Mets. They're playing a little bit better. Things are going to get a little tighter. The NL East is not a terrible division. I do expect teams like the Fish are playing better. The Mets are playing better. I think the Phillies will eventually play better. The division is not over in May. We're not going to Sal Licata this. The division is not over quite yet. But the only thing that I think can really keep the Braves from running away with this thing is if Jared Shuster, Dylan Dodd, they can't find someone to eat those innings because, we don't know if Kyle Wright's going to come back at all. We do not know that. Max Fried is going to be out at least 2 months. So this was super encouraging to see. I haven't been as high on Shuster as many. I still don't think – I don't know where – he's more of a back-end guy to me, but that's all the Braves need right now. So I'm not – but A.J. Smith-Shawver, could see him soon. We're going to talk about him in the next thing. So there's some promising elements of this where I'm like, yeah, they're gonna figure this thing out and be just fine.
Yeah, I guess you have to look for that 5th and final spot. We just hope Soroka. I think relying on Dodd is a little overzealous and kind of a pipe dream. The kid's just not ready. And I know we said that about Jared Shuster too, and he's come up and proved us wrong. Dodd's a strike thrower, but that guy's gotten lit up every time we've seen him, except for those couple outings against some bad offenses. All eyes are on Mike Soroka, and if he can make his way back and solidify that 5th spot in the rotation.
Does anyone know when Soroka pitches next? It's got to be coming up soon.
I think we talked about it. He's in line to pitch against the Dodgers, but I don't know if that's going to happen. So it would be this weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for Soroka.
Or this week, excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah, but as we talked about Soroka, they're really going to hold. They're taking things so cautiously with him, which is why this is such a big deal. Because when Soroka comes up, they want it to be a permanent thing. Alex Anthopoulos has said it. It's pretty much been the narrative for the last few weeks because I keep saying it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It keeps doesn't happening. They're taking things cautiously. They're giving him extra rest. But I do think eventually it has to happen because the guy's got the stuff, man. And he shows it every time he's out there. It's really just about harnessing in that control and building up some confidence and staying healthy. And right now, the most important thing is he's healthy.
Yeah, the Braves aren't going to rush him back, and that's so crazy. It's not crazy, but it is, notable that they're overly cautious with injuries. And it's not just Soroka, it's pretty much any injury. They're overly cautious, but then when it comes to calling a prospect up, they have no bones about just rushing him through the farm system. So that is notable. It's not crazy, but, it is notable that they're going to take their sweet time with Michael Soroka.
Yeah, but hopefully we see him soon, and we're going to talk coming up after the break about one of those top prospects, AJ Smith-Shawver, made his Gwinnett debut and pitched pretty well.